Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to No Filter Gen Z. We're back with the OG crew here. We got Fadana, we got Lydia, and myself. We're young Americans who are fighting to defend the truth, and we're unfiltered, uncensored. You guys know it's No Filter. Welcome back to the show, guys. And Fadana, Lydia, you guys welcome back too. There's a lot to talk about. I say that every episode, and I think it's true every single episode because something happens. So before we get into anything, I just want to say the weather is perfect right now. We live in Florida, and it's finally like feeling like winter. I'm just so
Crazy.
I freaking love it. I love it
I
so
got my
much.
sweater on.
Me too.
It's sweater weather.
Yes, it's awesome. So I had to say that because we're in Florida and we get cold like it goes like this. So
We
when
get
we
the
got
cold
it,
parts north, yeah.
yes, it's amazing though. So, yeah. So latest news, guys. Let's just go right into it since there's so much to cover. Matt Gaetz actually we just found out that he withdrawed from his nomination that Trump nominated him for Attorney General. So before I say anything, I just want to get both of your like initial raw thoughts on this whole thing because we heard some stuff about Matt Gaetz before Trump nominated him and now he withdraws. So what do you guys think about it, Lydia?
Well, first of all, I was very shocked because Camden, you were the first to even mention it. I hadn't even seen anything put out by the news like just yet. Um, Honestly, not entirely to say that I saw it coming, but I can understand why it happened. Just with all the controversy, like there's a lot of speculation about him.
Yeah.
It probably was he probably dropped out probably because of all this, and he maybe he didn't want anything to come out about him, and he wanted to protect his record and his character. So that might have been a big thing, honestly, because he was probably the one pick that I think everyone was a little bit uneasy about.
And we
So
were definitely not expecting that one either.
yeah, so I'm really not like upset that he dropped out. Like I'm actually kind of relieved because Trump was able to pick someone else, and it kind of worked out that way for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Fiona, what did you think?
Well, to be honest with you, I think it's a good idea that he just withdraw, to be honest with you, because I feel like the truth is going to come out no matter what. So it's best that Trump nominates someone else to replace him. And I seen a tweet this morning on Twitter, and someone said that was part of the original plan is to really see who's going to be loyal to Trump. So I don't really know how true that is, but if you have bad character and you haven't been living right, I feel like we're about to go into an era where if you've been doing wrong things, if you have been manipulating people, taking advantage of people, just bad character in general, I feel like these things are about to come to the light in 2025. So it's the best thing that he did for Trump's cabinet because Trump cabinet, we don't have any more time for bad apples to be seeping through the government. So I think that was a good choice with
Yeah,
him
and
doing.
he actually made this statement. He said he had excellent meetings with senators, but the main gist of this is that he didn't want to take away from like getting started right now in the Trump administration. He says he was unfairly becoming a distraction to the critical work of the transition based on the allegations, I guess, something with all of that stuff that he was bringing and the Senate was talking about it and everyone was kind of it was controversial pick. Everyone like felt like that, I guess. But, I think there might be a point to this that you brought up that maybe Trump is a step ahead of us, and maybe he knew something that we didn't by doing that to see who was gonna listen to his picks or not. But also, I saw another thing online, which I don't know if it's true or not either. So this is what happens. He he resigns from the House once he hears he gets nominated. Then he
Mhm.
withdraws from the nomination. But Rubio, our senator in Florida, also has to go out of the Senate now because he was nominated for Secretary of State. So there is a possibility that Matt Gaetz could run for Senate or be. I don't know if Senate is a special election or if it's nominated by the governor, but there's a chance that he could actually become a senator now because I don't know what he was gonna do after resigning from the House, but I don't know. That's just another theory that I saw. One thing that I just was not entirely understanding is why would he run for re-election in the House anyway if there was these allegations against him? Like there was already stuff going on, and this goes back to 2017, by the way, and he was cleared of all charges then. So I don't know what happened now to make him that much change that much going into this nomination. So do you guys think there's actually something there, or do you think it's just him trying to protect himself, like Fadana and Lydia, you guys were saying?
I mean, I think a lot of it is to protect himself, um, because of the allegations. So I think that really is like a cause and effect there, because I think he realizes what's at stake. I don't know as far as him running again. I'm not sure because I don't know like what else he would do. Like I don't know what he would do after this. But I think that's probably the most probable reason why this
Yeah,
is happening.
because I was seeing that also, because he resigned from the House, they couldn't investigate into certain things with him. So
Right.
maybe the timing was maybe I don't know if Trump knew about the stuff or not, or maybe there was something going on before this that they realized that was the way to get him out of that or something. I have no idea,
I
but
think that was part of the
it
plan
could have
because
been.
I think, if anything, with this administration, with Trump's administration that we see coming in, I feel like we're about to see just more revelation come out like never before. And so, what's a better way to put him in front of the spotlight? So then that way he can't really hide from anything. I don't think a lot of people really knew about some of the things that people were accusing him of doing until now. So I don't think now he can try to run away and this and that. I feel like Trump put him in the light for a reason, and he would have had no choice but to resign
It's true.
anyways. So
Yeah.
I feel like now I feel like they're preparing 5 steps ahead
Yeah.
than what we're thinking, because I feel like whatever it is that he has done, I think people are gonna come out and start speaking,
Hmm.
because you can only suppress the truth for so long. And I don't want to start making claims, alleged claims, but I feel like we're about to see a rude awakening in 2025 taking
This is
place
my
for sure.
problem. The problem is with this whole thing is like Trump also had all these allegations against him. So I feel like Trump knows how that feels because we don't know anything, honestly. Like the only
Right.
person who knows exactly what happened is Matt Gaetz. And we don't know if there's something that people don't know about the situation or whatever. But I feel like Trump has like we looked at Trump for his policies. And
Mhm.
Matt Gaetz is pretty stern on the stuff going back to the Russia hoax. He was very stern on getting that to the light like we were talking about, but I just feel like maybe Trump looked at that over all the other stuff, and maybe he did know something we didn't. But I guess
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. But I do want to talk about what who did get nominated now. Trump already put out a statement about the new one. He nominates Pam Bondi to be Attorney General,
Yeah, I seen
the
that.
former Attorney General of Florida, by the way. So it's a pretty good pick. What do you guys think?
I mean, once again, we're proving against the misogynistic claims, I would say.
Yeah,
For real,
sure.
for real.
She seems to be a very talented woman. So they can't, the left can't say anything about us that way, or about Trump.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited to see what she does. She really does seem like a strong leader. I don't know much about her, but I think it's really cool that he's chosen someone as such as her.
Yeah. What about you, Fadana?
I second what Lydia said. I think it's amazing to see how there's a lot of women a part of his cabinet that are a part of the leadership. I think if anything, it should be inspiring a lot of women
Yeah.
across the United States. And I think it's bringing just light and clarity, just like Lydia said, that he is not this misogynistic man that the media is trying to make him out to be, but
Mm-hmm.
that he really cares. His whole cabinet, as I can tell, is very diverse from the people that he's picking. He's not picking based on skin color, he's picking based on the qualification
And that's
of
the best thing to do.
individual.
Yeah.
And I think his cabinet, from what I'm seeing with the qualification, it's very diverse, and a lot of these people have a lot to contribute moving forward in 2025. And I'm excited to see how this team is going to succeed.
And look, when you pick a woman as your chief of staff, director of national intelligence, and attorney general, you cannot be looked at as sexist. Like I don't even
Right,
care what anyone says
sure.
anymore. Like come
Or
on,
racist.
it's ridiculous. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous. These
yeah.
claims, it's over. Like Trump won. People realize that he's gonna do the best for the country, and now that he's picking people like that for their skill level, and their knowledge, expertise, that is what's going to make the best cabinet around him for the next 4 years.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, that's what it really comes down to. But I'm actually excited to see because look, Florida is setting the example. It's always someone from Florida because we do it right here. Governor DeSantis, he picks the right people, he does the right things. And it's really Make America Florida because we live in a great state here. So I think it's a great pick. Former Attorney General of Florida to be the Attorney General of the United States. It's going to be cool. Let's shift gears a little bit, though. Something else that happened recently that we didn't get to talk about last episode is Biden authorized a Ukrainian missiles to go into Russia that were U.S. given, that we gave to Ukraine. So I don't know what they're trying to do. Maybe make it.
I don't know if Biden is really the one calling the shots here. He hasn't really been president for the past year. So
my only thing to think,
like, think it's Biden.
The only thing I can think about though is if you're a Democrat, if you're a person that just cannot stand that Trump won, let's make the world as worse as it can be so that when Trump comes into office, we can blame him for everything. That's what it feels like they're trying to do with this stuff. But we are really getting close to World War III with this new authorization. So, I mean, Lydia, how do you feel about that?
I mean, again, I would say, this is only going to escalate things further. I'm not sure what this is going to do to like create peace at all. And clearly that's not the goal of the Biden administration. I mean, that's not really, what he's been running on. That's what Trump has been running on. But why would digging deeper into Ukraine? I just, that doesn't even make any sense. I don't know what he's trying to do from this. I'm really not understanding the goal.
To send U.S. supplied missiles, long range missiles that are going to be pushed into Russia. Look at Russia. Putin has he has to stand strong and be looked at as strong when this stuff happens, or else he won't get reelected. So it's just politics at that point. So
it really is.
He has to respond.
It really is, and I think too with Biden doing, I don't necessarily think it's Biden. I mean, we've seen he's been Sleepy Joe the whole time. I think it's really the people who are in his cabinet that are pretty much calling the shot, just like they call the shots with him endorsing Kamala. And we've seen him meeting with Trump, and the man looks just absolutely clueless. Like he does not.
He seems like he voted for Trump, really. I mean,
yes,
it really looks like he was so happy to see Trump. It was funny.
It's crazy to me. He probably didn't even vote for Kamala, at this rate. I think he's on the Trump train. But I honestly think they're, like you said, they're just trying to make, everything chaotic. So just like when COVID had happened, when it was kind of towards the end of Trump's term, they brought COVID, they brought everything that they could, so that way they could destabilize the economy. And I think they're going to try to do that. But I feel like if God gave us the victory, now it's up to us to continue praying for the betterment of the United States.
Yeah, that's true. And I think Trump knows that too. He knows that God put him there. He has a job to do. It seems like he knows it now. Ever since that all that stuff happened, assassination attempts, he was spared by God. Now he's like, I have a purpose. I think that's what is going to make this 4 years so good, is that Trump knows this is the time he has to do something to save the country, really. To bring it back to where it was. But if Biden's not in charge, who is?
I mean, the people that we've been saying that have been really running this show, probably Obama. You look at people joke how it's his third term. Yeah. So, that would not surprise me. I know that he was fairly active with, Kamala's campaign, but I know that he's been working behind the scenes this whole time. And so I definitely wouldn't discount any of that. Obviously that's not going to be talked about by the mainstream media because, they like to believe other things, clearly. Fake news. But yeah, so that's who I probably think is running the show. We just look at Biden's decline. I don't know if you saw, there was footage of him. It looked like he was in the jungle or something, and he was walking away. It looked like he was walking away into the jungle, and I thought at first I thought it was Photoshopped.
It seems like it's Photoshopped.
Yeah, but anyway.
So my thing is, I guess it's Biden's. I can't wait for him to just live the rest of his life and be done. I think he's just happy now. But there is people saying online that this is kind of a war crime looking move to let the U.S. missiles be launched into Russia. It seems like a threat to the world, really. And people are saying that there's a possibility that you could invoke the 25th Amendment for pure just incompetence, really, because of Biden's. I mean, we already know he's like losing it. So if this were to happen, the problem is you would have to have the vice president and the majority of the cabinet, which Kamala would probably never do that. But hypothetically, if it were to happen, Trump, as the president-elect, may actually get to become the president sooner if that were to happen. Like, it's never happened before, but technically, if we already elected, if we actually voted for the next president, don't you think that he would take over if the 25th Amendment was invoked?
Yeah, I mean,
That's a possibility.
I hope.
Just hypothetically, because I mean,
Yeah.
you never know what they can do at this point after everything. But
I mean, anything is possible. Like, I feel like if anything, Americans have more hope because with Trump taking majority and winning the popular vote and taking the House, I feel like at this rate, anything is possible.
it
So
seemed like
it could happen.
a clear, decisive America vote. You know, I feel like
Yeah.
everyone
Right.
agreed on that. And it's funny because Trump is already getting respect from other world leaders everywhere. Like, he's on the
Right.
phone with 100 other countries already, and he's not even in office yet. And Putin even said he will de-escalate the situation if Trump is involved in the negotiations. So, I mean, that itself is such a statement, I think, that Trump just makes by his strength and what we talk about, peace through strength, because Trump, they fear him, and we talked about this a little bit last time, that they fear him with a healthy fear because they know if they don't listen, the U.S. is strong and they will act. You know, they'll put tariffs, they will engage. So it's peace through strength, really. But do you guys think that Trump will bring peace again? Are you confident that he can end that war in Ukraine or bring peace to the Middle East? Do you think he'll actually make a difference once he gets in office?
Well, I would say, I mean, looking at his track record the first term, I mean, there really were no new wars. And I would like to think that, and I really do believe that just based on what's happened so far, like the man is not even in office and these things are already happening,
Yeah.
World leaders are already calling him up being like, we just want peace. We want peace with
Yeah.
the United States. So if that doesn't speak volumes enough to what it's actually going to be like in office, I 100% believe that, I mean, he's going to try and keep peace as much as possible. And, he's going to create peace through other things, even on, our end as far as within the country.
Yeah, national level too.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
And we're called to be peacemakers as Christians, above anything. And also too with having peace, sometimes you do have to confront the thing that is causing the unrestness.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's going to be a lot of confrontation that happens in order that peace may be established. Because yes, we can say peace, 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 but at the same time, just like with freedom, there's a price to be paid with it. And
Yeah.
so with peace, there has to be confrontation. Even the leaders that may not want peace, that's something that Trump is going to have to confront. So then that way things can just run at a smooth rate, because things have been just chaotic for the past 4 years. And I think Americans are tired of their tax dollars funding wars,
Yeah.
and there has to be a solution to all of this.
Yeah, we're done funding wars and abortions. Like, that was the
Right.
mandate that we decided when we reelected Trump. And I think Lydia has a good point too, that there were no wars started under Trump, no new wars.
Right.
And so I think that actually that's one of the only presidents that's ever happened under. So just the fact that they respect Trump that much and have the fear of him like that protects us in itself. That
Yeah.
protects the country, because we're under someone who can take actions when he needs to. Because I feel like Biden and Kamala, the last 4 years, countries have been stepping all over the United States because there's no backlash, there's no retaliation, there's nothing going on except, oh, we're going to do this, and then they say something back. Like, it's politics. They haven't been stern enough on self-defense. Even the
Right.
border, we looked at the border crisis. They let all these illegals in, but it's not a bad thing to defend yourself. If someone was breaking into your house, you would stop it. And I think that's the
Right.
same thing with the country. And Trump is on the side that he's gonna actually do something about it, and that's one of the main things I think he's got to do when he gets back in office is fix that, shut the border and fix the problems.
Yeah, and I
That's
believe he really
the
will.
solution.
Yeah.
And no one else would have done it either. If anyone else would have gotten elected, it would have just gotten worse. So we're in a good place going into the next term. But I think Trump has a clear agenda. Like, he knows what he wants to do, and that's something that even past presidents don't have. Usually they talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. They don't do the things they're going to say. But in 2016, we saw Trump do everything he said.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see him execute it. And I think the team that he has, they're going to keep him accountable. They're going to give him, great advice, and it's good that he has just a diverse point of view with his team, because then he's going to be able to see things that he may be short-sighted or may have tunnel vision on. So I think we're definitely I'm usually optimistic. It's kind of like, is the glass half full, half empty? It's usually half full for me. So I'm usually like pretty optimistic. Things are gonna be where they need to be, because they haven't been for quite a while now, and Americans are sick and tired.
Yep. We're all done with it. But I want to show you guys a funny clip that, it's happened in the last week when we weren't on here, and I love it because this is the country really reacting to Trump winning this thing. I love it. Heavyweight champion of the world gives his belt to Donald Trump. I mean, that's an American move right there. Come on.
As American as it can get, honestly. That's so, countries look at us, they're like, oh yeah, that's so typical.
He goes, yeah. That's all of our reactions. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But.
And it speaks volumes though. Like, that's the heavyweight champion of the world. He gives the belt to Trump. He's the champion, and he made it back, and I love it. But you should have heard. I watched that event live. You should have heard the room when Trump walked in. They love him. They went crazy. It was amazing.
All of America speaks for itself. Majority of America were Trump supporters.
I think so. I mean, we looked at that county map, and most counties agree. Like, it's not a close decision. It's just those big cities that bring in a bunch of numbers that make it look close. But everyone agrees Trump was the right decision. It seems like it.
He was, for sure. I don't think people are going to go back on it and say no, people are still cheering on like it was literally November 5th.
I know. The people are still going. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm excited. It's
on a high.
Looking hopeful. But guys, Thanksgiving is next week. We won't be here until the next episode will be after Thanksgiving. So while we're here, I want to ask you guys just what are a few things you're grateful for, and what can you tell the viewers about that? Because we are Christians, first of all, and we love God, and we're grateful for everything He's done for us. But what are some things you guys are grateful for going into Thanksgiving this year?
I mean, like Fadana had mentioned before with us, I mean, she said that we're just thankful for just the outcome of the election. And I mean, that's just a big thing, and that's kind of, we're on a high right now. And we'll keep that going. We'll just pray for Trump, but we also just give thanks for the leadership that we have, and all of the places of Congress as well. We got the House and the Senate, but also on clearly on the home front side, I'm really glad. I'm thankful for my family, that we're able to spend time together, and my extended family as well, and that a lot of them are coming in from places further outside. And yeah, I mean, I'm so thankful for just everything with the outcome, and just, being able to share that gratitude with others.
Can't wait to talk about those election results at Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
You gotta be careful, but at least it's not the other way around. Fadana, what are you grateful for?
I'm definitely grateful or thankful for my new car. I got a 2025.
I saw that.
HRV, not CRV. I'm just really grateful to have a nice running car, because I know what it was like to have a car that was breaking down on me. So Santa came very early this year.
That's awesome.
He also brought Trump too. So wow, Santa, you went all out. I'm also grateful for the life that I have, the breath that I have, the health that I have. I have a lot to be thankful for, and I'm also thankful for you guys.
Oh,
You guys are good friends of mine, so
I
I'm
love it.
really grateful.
Same here.
Yeah, I was
Same
gonna say that too. I'm thankful for you guys and the show we've built. Honestly, we've gotten a lot of great conversations, and I'm grateful for the platform that we're able to speak our minds and be unfiltered and really talk about the things that matter. I'm also grateful for the weather right now because I love it. In Florida, you got to be grateful every single time it gets like this because it doesn't last long. So it's amazing. And then I'm also grateful for coffee because that's my favorite thing. Besides Jesus, I love coffee. So
There you
those are
go.
my favorite things, and I'm grateful. But
Jesus and coffee.
yes, really, that's and Trump.
Oh, yep, and Trump. You gotta add that on the top.
Yeah. So thank you guys. Comment what you're grateful for. Comment some things because it's the season to be grateful. It's Thanksgiving. Thank you guys. Have a great Thanksgiving, and thank you for Fidana and Lydia for coming on. We will see all of you next episode next Sunday on No Filter Gen Z. Click that subscribe button. Bye.
Bye.